Yeah, we're live. Hey, everybody. Whoa, what's up? It is the Oddcast Podcast with Mondo, Dean, and Melissa.
What's going on?
How is everybody doing? Our first inaugural show. I'm on Facebook Live. So, hey, everybody that's watching on Facebook Live, if you go to podcitypodcastnet.com, that's where you'll catch our show. So, say hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
Hi.
So, yeah, this is inaugural first show. And the Oddcast Podcast was on a really cool hiatus, Dean.
Yeah.
Was it cool?
It was at the request of program directors
It's
throughout
not
the
cool
DFW
right
area.
now.
Oh, yeah, the room, somehow the AC got jacked up. But, yeah, so
About 14 months, right?
14 months ago, I said on the last time you saw us, Oddcast Podcast, I said, hey, look, I got cancer. Don't know if I'm going to be around. I'll check everybody later.
Yeah, you did that on air without telling anybody. That was awesome.
That was, but look, I like to pull the rug out from people. So, hi, Melissa.
What's going on?
So, Melissa's new to the Oddcast Podcast.
Run,
and
baby girl,
we-
run.
yeah.
I have no idea how I got myself into this mess. I do know, but
We dragged you into it. No, look, we need. Look, here's the thing: we needed a strong female lead that could really carry the show. So now Dean and I were going to back off. It's all you. I'm just kidding.
Listen, I'm fine. I'm the only one that did my homework, right?
No,
not
I did
true.
homework.
Okay, really? You were
Well,
just Googling something.
Yeah, but she no, here's the thing. We had an assignment, and it's basically we got some really cool stuff that we're going to show you, and kind of cool websites that you can go to. Well, Melissa took it a step further. Melissa actually purchased something from one of the cool websites that she went to, and not only did she purchase it, we'll show you the results of what she purchased. Also, we're going to be talking about pet peeves today and what really annoys us, and talking about my cancer. I'm doing a cancer symposium tomorrow in Arlington, and I'm just going to give you some quick info about that, and then stuff that just kind of what we've been up to for the week, and we've got our really cool websites that we're going to share with you, and all that fun stuff. Thank you so much for coming back to see us right here on the Oddcast Podcast again.
Yes, all 9 of you.
All 9 of you.
Well, and you're forgetting the finale. What happens at the end of the show?
Well, there is a special guest, and that special guest's name is Chris Jagger. And Chris Jagger, as many of you know him, Jagger, we had a segment that we're going to be doing every week with Jagger, and we're here every Friday from 10 to 11, and it is WWJD. Now, some of you might recognize that as What Would Jesus Do? We have someone who is, I want to
It's
say,
as close as-
I guess.
Yeah, it's
but
as close as we're going to get.
what would Jagger do? And you might see his face up on the page right now. And so we've got some questions that Jagger doesn't know what these questions are, and he refuses to listen to the show until we pipe him in. And we've got some really cool questions that we're going to talk about with him and see what his answer would be, Dean.
Yeah, I just want to clarify a couple things. So you're clear of your cancer, by the way.
Yeah,
I think we got to say that because you can't just say, I had
Important.
cancer last year,
and I'll be speaking tomorrow.
and I'm speaking
Right.
tomorrow. And now here's our show because it leaves people hanging.
So what happened is, and I'll just give you the Cliff's Notes. I had this thing called dendritic follicular cell sarcoma. I was the only person on the planet with it because
Hardest word to rhyme with, by the way.
it's hard. They tried to use it as spelling bee.
Next week. We'll rhyme with that.
Everybody failed. But I was the only person on the planet because sarcoma doesn't occur in the neck. And so that's why when I smile, only half my face works. So
I just thought you were tired of eating on that side.
are you crazy? Yeah, it actually
He
went
doesn't have
numb.
any food stored there.
Yeah, it went numb. The muscles don't work anymore. But I went through surgery. I went through chemo. I went through radiation. They beat the living crap out of me. But I'm here and glad to be here. And so I'm going to be I know, right? I try to keep using the cancer card, but it doesn't work. But
Even at garage sales, right?
even I tried to negotiate this morning for a quarter. A lady had a thing for 75 cents. I said, would you take 50 cents for it? She goes, we just opened. I'm like, so?
I had cancer.
I had cancer. She didn't care. She's like, I want my quarter. So we ended up doing that. But some really cool things that I got involved in yesterday we'll talk about. So glad to have you with us. I am. No more cancer. It's eradicated. It's done. It's kaput.
Yeah, and the other thing I want to clarify is Jagger's no longer living in Texas. We're
Right.
not going to give the location, right? Because
It's a secret location.
it is a secret location.
Because
That's
all of you would go find him, right?
Yeah.
I think he thinks people would try and find him.
Probably.
Yeah, so it's just
I'm surprised it was North Dakota, though. Oh, was I not supposed to say that?
Oh my
Whoops.
gosh, you have such a big mouth.
yes, no, it is far. It is a far location. That's why he's not with us, but he is watching over us.
Yesterday
And,
he told me he's like Charlie and Charlie's Angels. And he had this whole talk about that. And why can't he just be the voice and behind the curtain? And it's
No.
just
Well,
it's
if
such a
that's
long
true,
story.
which of us three is Farrah Fawcett?
Yeah, Dean, you take that.
You already talked about your boobs.
I
Right.
know. I do have man boobs. It's disgusting.
Hey, listen, and for those of you watching on Facebook Live on my feed right now, podcitypodcastnet.com, you can actually see the show. That's what we look like on the TV screen because we have a green screen, so you can see it behind us. Jedi Jansen, glad to have you back with us. And to be honest, you know, Jansen Jedi has been really one of the big reasons why we're back. I mean, Jedi had an unbelievable vision years and years and years ago after Dean and I got let go from CBS.
Even
And
before that,
even before
was,
that.
you know, he's the cute little kid. Is like, you know, I think these podcasts are a thing of the future. And we were
We
like,
didn't believe him. We
That's
were like-
cute, kid. Go ahead and bring us our Starbucks.
Yeah, terrestrial
And now we're
radio.
working for 'em.
And yeah, now here we are. So thank you, Jedi, for
thank you, guys.
Yeah, of course. And
Genius.
and Melissa, you know, behind the scenes, Melissa had a lot to do with this too. So again, very, very happy to be back. You know, it's really cool. So all right, pet peeves.
Okay.
Something that really annoys us. Now, Melissa, you were saying
Well, hold on. We did not tell each other
no, we don't know
what
whose
we're
pet
talking
peeve is
right.
what. Right.
And you said, remember, we're talking about our pet peeves. And what is your pet peeve? And I said, well, I have more than one. And
yeah, I
that-
was shocked to hear that.
shocked.
I
I mean, I kind of narrowed it down to 2 or 3 because
Okay.
I just don't want to take over. Do you want me to go first?
yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because my pet peeve is long lists.
Is
Go
it?
ahead.
I have one. I have one pet peeve.
Why do I always laugh at Dean?
Well, no, wait a minute.
Okay.
I want to clarify something on pet peeves though.
Sure.
What do you define a pet peeve as?
Something that annoys me.
And
What do
only
you define?
Yeah, what do you define it as?
My pet peeve is something that annoys you.
How do you define biscuits and gravy? Everyone knows what a pet peeve is.
I know, but
No. I want to hear your definition, please.
My definition of a pet peeve is something that I want to literally get out of my car and smash somebody's windshield. Like it's not just annoying.
So you have
me.
like anger associated
Yes.
with it. Okay.
Yeah, you have anger management.
Like
And I saw a
rage.
guy at Target last night in McKinney. This guy was physically abusing his child, and it took everything for me not to get involved.
Oh.
So is that your
that-
pet peeve?
No,
No, see,
that
that's
was-
different. That's something that's
Well,
horrible
that's a
to
peeve,
see.
but that was
Yeah,
like I
right.
couldn't believe what was happening. Like everyone in the store was mortified
in McKinney of all things.
at the Target. I was like, first of all, that's the way you act in a Walmart.
Right.
Isn't that
But
what we-
seriously, it was
Yeah.
horrific.
Did you intervene?
No.
We talked about that last week. Okay, moving on. My pet peeves. Ready?
Yes.
This is just one. Okay, when you go to taste yogurt, I know y'all are going.
What is yogurt?
I know what yogurt is.
Okay, the yogurt shop. They have 15 different types of yogurt,
Mm-hmm.
and you get your little cup, and you walk up, and you taste it. You know, you fill up your little cup, and you put your mouth on it, and you taste it, and then you look over, and someone is taking that same cup and tasting it again with another flavor. I can no longer taste yogurt. Because that to me is a pet peeve of mine that I watch people do that, and it got to the point I'd be like, "Ooh, that's annoying." Now I can't even go to shops that have yogurt like that.
I've never even heard of shops that do yogurt like that.
Seriously,
Neither. No. When you
Jansen?
said yogurt, I thought you'll play.
Frozen
I've never been to a
yogurt?
yogurt.
Yeah. Have y'all never seen shops that give you samples? Where have
No,
y'all
no,
been?
no, no.
I
I've
get
I've
that.
had
Well, you-
shops that give you samples, but not
That's what she's talking about.
Not yogurt samples.
frozen yogurt samples.
Frozen yogurt,
God.
like
Thanks for joining us,
Pachugo.
Mondo.
Pachugo.
Pachugo's different. They're behind the counter. Okay, so when you go and give your own sample, you go up to the frozen yogurt store, and they have different types of. We will go in and out.
I've never
of
done that.
Mondo around the Metroplex. Okay, you go and you taste your own. I could name some places, but I'm not going to do that.
You can.
No, it's not nice. And then
Oh, okay.
I look over, and then there's other people tasting it, and then they're trying something else, but their
I
mouth
see.
has now touched that sample cup.
Oh, that's
and now
gross.
it's so gross.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
I
yeah.
have a problem, and it was a pet peeve. Now I just am grossed out.
Yeah,
I don't know if that's necessarily pet peeve-ish, but it's one of those up there for me.
I don't know why the clerks at the place would even allow you to do that because you've got a cross contamination problem with other people.
Okay, so no, this is all self-serve, and then you go and you put your toppings on, and then you weigh it and you pay.
I just love the virus of the yogurt, the yogurt virus.
It's a probiotic.
Wipes out Highland
It is a
Park.
probiotic.
Wipes out Highland Park. What do we do about that?
Right?
Can you even imagine?
Oh my God.
Breaking news. Okay, one more, right?
Yes.
Strong perfume.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I it's not a pet peeve, but
No,
people,
I can't handle it.
people that just spray it, they're hiding something.
Okay,
as
so
far as
how
I'm
do you? What do
concerned.
you do if you know someone has a lot of perfume that they wear? I mean, we're talking excessive, and then you see them. I do the avoid thing where I'm like, I gotta go, I'm in a rush.
Right.
And then they come to you for a hug. I have to go home and change clothes.
Yeah, because you smell like them.
I have to wash my face. Today, it happened to me, and I stink.
Well, it seems like it's older people, older women who
No.
have like no sense of smell. So I think they're like spray themselves a couple times. They're like, where's the Chanel number 5?
No, this
And
is
so
not
they
grandma.
hammer it.
I'm talking
Really?
about people, and I have sensory issues, so chewing ice, making those noises, the
Really?
things in the teeth, all of that stuff drives me crazy. So that's like
You shouldn't have said that, by the way.
Well,
That's
because you're
awesome
gonna
to know.
Chew in my ear. But yeah, like listening to you on the promo chew that hamburger, I was like, oh, it turns
That
my
is so
stomach.
fantastic.
It's gross.
Wait a minute,
But the-
Melissa.
what?
Hold on. Okay. I want to explain something about Melissa real quick. Now, you just said that hearing chewing makes you sick.
Yes.
Okay. Now, there's some of you.
Boy, are
this is
you
our-
on the wrong show.
This is our first show, so you don't know this about Melissa. And
Uh-oh.
by the way, PodCityPodcastNet.com, if you want to actually.
What are you sharing?
I'm going to share that there's something very disgusting that Melissa does at night before she goes to sleep. We'll address it. We'll address it later. I'm going to leave it at that. But this helps Melissa relax. Yet, hearing somebody chew something affects her. Okay, when I tell you what it is that she does as something to relax, you're going to go, get over yourself, lady.
No, I'm definitely not normal.
Yeah,
I know.
that's-
I just had my hormones tested.
Did you really?
Yeah, I'll bring my results. You won't believe it because I don't really know about.
You're androgynous.
I'm not sure what's going on.
Oh, really?
But
Really?
you're going to have yours tested too. I'm so excited.
I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
You know, Melissa and I were talking about this morning at the urinals, and
Right.
I didn't think she was going to bring it up on air again.
Oh,
and I was like, oh my God, mine's so much bigger than yours.
That's true. So
that's true.
Okay, okay, we got to
Now,
move on.
by the
No,
way,
pet
can we
peeves.
just address
Yes, go.
the cologne and perfume thing, the
Sure.
proper way
Yes.
to do cologne and perfume?
Oh, please.
Which I've
okay.
heard this.
I want to.
okay.
I want to hear.
You're supposed
from,
to
Dean
double
is in charge
spritz.
of all of etiquette now. Just
No.
FYI.
Just for this, I know you're supposed to like double spritz and then walk through it, and that's enough.
You're right.
Or a
actually.
little bit, like I do a little bit on the back of my hands, and I do that.
No. Mm-mm. The moment you rub it together, you mess up the formula.
Well,
Really?
That's why I'm not getting laid.
Well, Aramis, I'm so sorry.
That's the reason.
No wonder Old Spice just okay. So
What do you mean they rub it together?
what is the proper way?
I don't wear
Oh.
perfume because I can't handle smells, but I wear deodorant sometimes.
Okay.
I
Well,
did today. Thank
Well, according
God.
to your theory, as soon as your arms rub together, then it's
That's,
defunct.
no, that's deodorant.
That's
I'm not
deodorant.
putting like
You just
Yeah.
it's a double spritz
Okay,
and walk through
example.
it.
So we travel once a year with a couple. When
Mm.
you go to the duty free shop, there's all the free perfume stuff. This girl goes in there. She sprays the crap out of herself. Every kind of perfume. I have such a headache sitting next to her on the plane, and she thinks it's amazing. And to me, I'm like, how can that not bother you? But yeah, y'all, I know this is really
Well, no,
boring.
it's no, it's not boring. It's just that it's kind of cool because I'll be honest. I'm a 4 or 5 spritz guy, but I do it on the shirt and or whatever clothes I'm wearing because I want the scent to linger. My other problem, having gone through cancer, I've lost
this
sense
again.
of smell. I'm going to use it as a
totally
crutch.
name dropping.
Oh, totally. But I lost my sense of smell.
Just
Let's-
you wait till I have a coronary, then you'll find
Oh,
out.
finally, you can be on par with me about
Wait till
something.
my
Dean.
penis. You know.
Yeah, wait till Melissa has a
Yeah,
circumcision, then you're going to hear some
Will you all
heartache.
come to my breasts?
Of course we will. How can we not? Dean, what's your pet peeve?
Women with larger. So, you know, it's very, very specific. But if I had to say one thing is SUVs, just cannot stand. And I know everyone in here hates me when I say it, but I cannot stand them. I'm not a big fan of people who drive them. And, you know, this is one of the things I hate, though, is like if I'm going to make it, like if you're pulling out of like my neighborhood, this happens every morning, pulling out of my neighborhood and there's like 2 lanes. So you can go right or you can go left, right? And if I pull up and I'm trying to see cross traffic so
Can't
I can
see
see, and someone pulls up next to me, and I'll just look at them and go, "What? I can't see through metal, you piece of crap."
No, but for you, it's good material. You probably are you like thinking about the next joke?
You know, people always think that you'll turn this into a joke. No, I'm being prison raped. This isn't going to be 5 minutes I'm going to try and do on the Tonight Show. Stop that myth right away. That's another pet peeve.
Oh, right. Okay.
And
Got
people always
it.
say, "Were you funny as a kid?" You know, comedy's the only profession they ask that. No one ever says, "Oh, you're an attorney. Were you suing your friends as a kid?"
Oh, there you go.
Or you're a doctor. When you were a kid, did you make your friends wait 20 minutes with
Did
no
you play
clothes in the
Operation?
room?
Right. Did
Yeah.
you play doctor as a kid?
So that's a pet peeve. Is just the whole the way they drive, the way the eliteness about people who drive those vehicles.
No, not
on and on and on.
necessarily.
So when I win the lottery, I'm going to buy 10 SUVs and just blow them up.
That'll work.
Hate
Did
'em.
you say that?
Hate 'em.
That'll
That's not really
show
a
'em.
safe term right now. Blowing things up.
Yeah. Now, my pet peeve is, and I don't know why I let it get to me. Well, I do. If I'm in a Starbucks line and I drive up to the window and they say, the person in front of you just paid for you. And I look behind me and I see 4 people waiting for their Starbucks and all I got was a tall hot chocolate for $2.98. Now I've got to pay for that whole pay it forward thing. Oh, look, everybody. And now it never fails that I'm the guy when they say the person in front of you just paid.
You've got the
that
soccer team
I've
behind
got
you.
the soccer team behind me. And
Why
What-
can't you just
what
buy
is
what about
etiquette?
one drink?
no, but what, see, oh,
Can I just say-
what's etiquette?
For those who've just tuned in, yogurt cups, SUVs, and Starbucks thing. This segment should be called "What Bothers White People."
Right.
It is. That's the name of
That
it.
is. But do y'all ever get in that line where they say, "Oh, the person in front of you just paid"? I've only had one instance where nobody was behind me, and I literally was like, "Oh, well."
Yeah, the expectation is you're going
No
to
one
get paid.
ever pays for mine. I like to start it. I'm a starter.
Yeah.
I'm a leader, not a follower.
I loathe you.
I've had it
loathe
happen
you.
twice, and both times I said, "Well, that just ends now. Then, thank you," and I'll pull it
Oh,
off.
really?
because-
Really?
yeah, because
Yeah.
I don't, like I'm like him. I don't know what their order is behind me.
Well, you know, on the Starbucks app, you can get special stars and things, and I got a free coffee today because of my
Yeah.
order. So
Yeah.
that you could use that to apply, right? If you wanted to
So
not.
you give someone your free coffee?
I would.
That's sweet.
It's just the person I am.
No, look, good for you. Good for you. Hey, coming up, we're going to be talking about some stuff that we, as our websites that we like. Melissa went above and beyond liking this particular website. Melissa actually bought something in regards to this cool website that she went to, and she put Dean and I to the test on this particular website.
Okay, can I give you the background?
You can in a second.
Okay.
But first, I do want to tell everybody, yes, I am speaking tomorrow. It's called Survive and Thrive. It's a symposium in Arlington. It's going to start at 8 a.m. It's going to be at the Sheraton Arlington. If you can come out, it's 1500 Convention Center Drive. I'd love for everybody to come out. If you're somebody, I'm unfortunately starting to see more and more people and talking to more people. Yesterday, when I bought an ATV or traded for an ATV, the guy that I was getting it from just had breast cancer because yes, men get breast cancer, and he just had surgery, and they're waiting to see if it metastasized to his lungs, and so he has to stop work. He was a diesel mechanic. So Survive and Thrive Symposium in Arlington tomorrow, 1500 Convention Center Drive. You can also go to TexasOncologyFoundation.org to find out more about that.
And
But-
there's no cost to attend.
yeah, it's free to go there. It doesn't cost you a thing.
And you're the big speaker at the end, right?
I'll be speaking at about 2:15 tomorrow afternoon. It's an all-day thing.
and valet parking throughout the day.
No, I'll be valet parking, yeah. But I kicked its ass, man. I beat the living shit out of this thing. And that's your fight in cancer is in your head first. And then you fight the treatment. Because the cancer is the one thing that's just lingering in your body, but the poison they put in you with chemo and radiation, that's your fight. So you'll hear all about it tomorrow, but love for you to, if you can, come out there. Again, Sheraton Arlington starts at 8 a.m. Free for you to attend, and you'll see me talk at about 2 o'clock. So, Melissa, explain what you did on this
Okay.
website yesterday.
Okay, well, I take homework very seriously, and we had an assignment.
Okay, a
Valedictorian.
thing is starting because every time she says that, she keeps looking at me. I had the homework.
You did not.
He was looking for it. He just didn't.
First of all, I was not a good student. So, but now in my adult life, I try to do the right thing. And if someone says do something, I try to do it. Okay. So, well, not if it's the right thing.
Yeah,
Anyway,
gotcha.
right. Let's be really clear there.
Right.
So I was trolling through Facebook, and this ad kept popping up on Purple, and I'm going, "What is this?" And there, I know some friends that are liking it, and why are they liking it? And so,
Now, Purple, as I know of, is a cleaning product.
you mean Fabuloso?
Fabulosa Purple, yeah.
I love Fabuloso.
It's fabulous.
It is, and it smells so good.
It really
And
does.
it is purple.
Yeah.
This is no, this is different. So
Okay.
I went online.
So going back, if a woman covered herself with Fabuloso cleaner, would you stand
Yeah.
sitting next to
as you
her?
said,
Would
it
she
smells
smell
terrific.
I actually like that smell.
Okay.
All
So
right.
I like.
I know what I'm wearing next week.
But
Yes.
it's toxic. But does that
That's
matter?
okay. Hey, look, I had cancer. Come on.
Little
I wa-
kinky at her house. It's
Okay,
like,
so
honey, I'm in the mood.
next
Put some
show-
Ajax on your back and let's go for it.
I
I'm
was a
going to
walking
bring
toxic
a
guy. Go ahead.
clicker for every time he says cancer.
Good.
Is that a good idea?
We need to keep
Yeah.
a running tally.
We should.
Yes.
Okay, so I went online, did my research, watched the video, bought the product, it arrived, and of course, my husband's like, "So
Can
there's
you
this
hold that
really
up?
big Amazon box. Do you know what it is?" And yeah. And I don't open it.
The
He's
sex swing.
like, he was so disappointed, right? It's actually really a big cushion. And I don't want to show you yet. Let's watch the video. Okay.
So what we did is with this product that Melissa saw on Facebook, she got it, and she said, well, she's going to put Dean and I to the test on this, okay?
Yeah, so let's watch the video, and then we can show what happened when you guys took the test.
All right.
Okay.
Here
we go.
Turn my camera.
Okay.
Our purple seat cushion was designed to help you sit comfy by absorbing the pressure between your butt, your chair, and all the stuff that comes between. We're going to illustrate this pressure relieving point using a raw egg. Purple's patented no-pressure polymers designed to redistribute weight around pressure points while giving you a cushy, comfy sitting experience that you and your butt are sure to love. Purple, no pressure.
All right. So that was obviously the ad for Purple, and so Melissa said, "Good idea. Let's see if these lard asses." You wanted to say it. It's okay. Our feelings don't
Who
get
else
hurt.
am I going to test?
That's all. So
Conveniently.
yeah, go ahead. She got the product. She paid for it, and
I paid
said,
$70.
Damn.
For that?
Are you
Are you
serious?
serious?
I will do anything for the show. That's how committed I am.
I
Okay?
love it.
So, yes, I said, we've got flying equipment.
No, we're good.
Okay, so, yeah, I had to get the product, and then I
Well,
said,
thank you for that.
what do I do? And Jagger said, I'm going to test it live. He said, no, that's not what you're doing. You will have them come in, video that, and roll it into the show. So
All
that's
right.
what we're going to do.
So, yeah, we recorded Dean and I sitting, and does it work? Well, let's just take a look and see.
Here we go.
Did it work?
Hello. So this is a lesson as to why you should not get into show business. Melissa, the beloved angel of our show, has got a hold of Purple, and Purple is the seat cushion where they say you can sit on an egg and it won't smash. Now I'm 292. I'm not proud of that. I'm about 100 over what I should be. So Melissa wanted me to just sit on the egg, but I'm not going to do that without the plastic bag because I've got somewhere to go.
Okay, sit down. Quit talking. Did it crack?
No.
Okay, do a spin like the video. Spin.
Oh, man.
And the big reveal. Here it is.
Wow, look at that.
This is not a hard-boiled egg, is it?
Shall we show everyone? Are you ready? Whoa. Purple.
And Dean knows how to use a hammer. I'm very shocked, Dean.
I'm not very happy with the fact that it didn't crack and the way she. Oh my God!
No, well, there was a very loud. There was a
Because
loud
you
noise.
don't do that when Mondo sits. I'm just saying.
It didn't make that noise. Maybe it was the.
Well, the plastic
The
on there
plastic.
because
Ah,
you know
that's
it
what it
did.
was.
No, it did make a funny noise. By the way, everybody watching on Facebook Live, PodCityPodcastNet.com. If you actually want it, because you could be able to hear the audio from everything we're doing. But PodCityPodcastNet.com, you can go there, check it out. So that was Dean's trial of Purple. Now, success.
Amazing, right?
Yeah, here's
And
the thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's so smushy and.
I want to say that I want to think that plastic may have actually distributed something on that egg. So I was the next one to do it. And so here's my version of what happened.
Yeah.
The real version. Dean used the bag. I'm not. So I'm going to sit on this contraption. So here we go. Don't know what's going to happen. It's on there. Wait, I'm going to place it like that. All right, here we go. My big butt. And like that. What do I do? Spin?
Spin.
Spin around. Spin around. Uh-oh. It exists.
Hold on. We need you to smash it.
Oh, okay, so I'm going to put it in the bag just so you know it's not hard boiled. All right. Much like the
But you
rest
could
of my-
probably give us a really good recipe.
I could give you actually, if you add some milk to this and some garlic and a little bit of onion powder. All right, just to prove it's a real egg. It's a real egg. I sat on that thing.
What do you think, Dean?
Purple. Yeah, way to go, Dean. All right, so
Okay, so there you go.
So our deal or dud,
Okay.
the Steve Noviello's
Steve
thing.
Noviello, I would tell you this is a deal, and it is so comfy on your tush, and it says we have your back and your buns. In the packaging. And in the packaging, it talks about the egg test. Yeah, I mean, is it worth $70? I don't know.
I could probably make that out of pallets. I'm pretty sure about that.
Well, I have a question for you, Melissa. Is there a lot of egg sitting going on at your house?
There's not, but if other videos talk about how men, and I mean, I guess me now, right? How we carry things in our back pockets. And I don't know why it has to be a man. But anyway, and when you sit down, it's uncomfortable. So this is supposed to alleviate.
That is, my only thing about that, some of the chairs we have in here, they would fit. But, I mean, it's a very wide.
No, they have smaller ones.
Oh, they do?
I bought the bigger one.
You.
See?
Look at her.
Look at this
the
evil
way
sparkle in her
I
eyes.
know.
I just wanted to make sure that
It fits.
I got it.
You actually, I know what you did. You did it because the chairs here are rather large.
Right.
Because Jagger likes to go above and beyond, make sure everybody's comfortable. So I know that's the real
He
reason.
sure does.
Yes, that's the real reason why. So everybody, thank you for joining the Oddcast podcast. Once again, we're here every Friday from 10 a.m. till 11. And want to see us live, podcitypodcastnet.com. This will also air later on our Facebook Oddcast podcast page. And again, it's Mondo, Dean, Melissa, and Jedi Jansen. Now, Dean, you had an interesting website that everyone was going to as well,
Yes.
that you thought was kind of cool.
Yeah, I'm going to pull it up on mine so I can
why
watch
don't
it.
you want to see it right here?
Huh? No, I brought my own little computer here.
Okay.
I've actually heard of this website before, but I don't know really much about it. And Jansen,
So it's venganza.org, venganza.org, which is the Church of the Flying Spaghetti Monster. And to me, I just love it. I mean, it kind of aligns with my beliefs, but it's also very, very funny. Just really funny stuff they post on here. And the whole thing that they talk about is the guy who created this back in the early 2000s was about there's as much proof that there's a flying spaghetti monster as there is that there's a God. And that's his whole satire of religion. So it's very smartly done. But then they come up with stuff. So they call themselves Pastafarians.
right.
And one of the things they always try to do is get their driver's license pictures with the colander on top.
Which that's the picture that if you're watching us
Oh,
on.
that's so funny.
So they always have an update of people who did it. That guy I think you showed was just from Australia. Another guy did it in Arizona. And then, and then they have this whole thing. Like one thing is really funny about how they don't think that Trump should build a wall. So they wrote him a letter and they said it should actually be a tribute to your manhood. So you ought to make this huge, just set of golden hanging balls that people can come and look at.
I just like that it has there's something to do with pasta in there.
Yeah, it's really funny. So I just like, there's a lot of good comedy thought that goes into this. So that's the one I love.
There's
so,
a good Q&A section too, just
Yeah.
in case you
Wanna
want
Yeah, and they
Scope it
have
out.
Want to
and it's
scope it out.
hilarious
Oh, my
the
goodness.
hate mail to them, and
Dean, what is this?
that's what I'm saying. That's the thing that they think Trump should build
Oh, the
instead of the
balls?
wall, because they're basically saying, you're building this wall because of your ego. Well, this is even more your ego, just a set of golden balls hanging in the middle of the desert. So
Couldn't
people can
they,
come
Is that what
and-
they look like? Is that what balls look like?
Yeah, couldn't they at least clean it up a little bit?
No,
Seriously.
no,
these
it's
It
gotta
needed-
be
It
dirty.
needed some grooming.
Right. Well, if you look at the people that are getting their driver's license over these colanders on their head, they don't look like they're exactly waiting for the next rainfall to take a shower with.
Well, that's true.
But yeah,
But if you're looking for a good laugh, it's fun.
yeah. All right. So my kind of cool website that it's called Music Map. It's music-map.com. And it's a very simple concept. Okay.
It's all the stations we've been fired from.
That's it. So you type in a musical artist that you like.
Or a morning show.
Here, just type in. I was trying to think of one that we were playing at the Edge, but how about I like Alice in Chains. So type in Alice in Chains. What it will do, it'll spit out a cloud of similar artists. And the closer the two names are, the greater the probability people will like both artists. So you'll see like Foo Fighters, Led Zeppelin, and so on. And it's great because you can actually discover new bands through that too.
Huh.
And that
How cool. I love that.
Yeah, and so you just type in. So Jansen, type in another artist that's probably more contemporary.
Type in Tiny Tim. I'd love to see who's
Okay.
close to that.
And they call it the tourist map of music. So Tiny Tim, and you click that, and
I'm
you'll,
surprised they even have anything.
Bingo,
Gary
Gazingo,
Glitter. My son loves Gary Glitter.
Gary.
Uh-oh.
Oh, really?
I bet Gary Glitter would love your
I
song.
know. We had to talk about it.
But if you look at
Ooh.
some of the names on here, you got Froggy Fresh, Diamond Rings, Doris Day.
Alvin and the Chipmunks.
Yeah, so
That's
it's
hilarious because I didn't think they'd have anything for that. I was trying to test you. So there
no,
you go.
you can type in any artist. So Jansen, click on or put in an artist that you like that's a Big Pun. How about Big Pun?
Look at his face.
Here, no, Jansen, put in Big Pun. All right, we'll see what happens with Big Pun. Look at me throwing that out.
I don't even know what that is.
Lords of the Underground, Edo G, Joe Beats.
Oh, Beastie Boys.
Yeah.
I know that.
So do you know any of those bands, Jansen? Mole Man.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like I say. So when you type in a music artist that you like, it'll spit out a cloud of similar artists, and it's kind of cool because then, if you've never heard of a band and you see the band name, you can go to SoundCloud and maybe see. Oh, here's Crystal Castles. That's what Jansen put up. So these are all bands that are kind of similar to Crystal Castles. The closer they are to Crystal Castles, like Black Lips, the closer it is that you might like their music.
Would it
Well,
do-
now I want to listen to Black Lips to see how similar it is.
Right.
Yeah. Would it do comedians too? I mean, does it do something like that, like something else that's
Oh, wow.
anything recorded? Like if you put Louis C.K., would similar
Other-
comedians pop up? And because I'm a big fan of his, and I know there's controversy about him, and I just please don't
No.
be true.
No.
Nothing. Okay,
No.
Okay. Yeah.
so just music.
Really
That's
cool.
amazing.
I
How'd you
like
find that, Mondo?
How did you discover
No,
that?
you know, I like anybody else. I just kind of troll through websites and just discover
Oh, so you're
stuff.
porn buffers too. All right.
It's really weird,
Yeah.
and I happened across that, and I was
It's in
like,
your secret file on your desktop.
it's a really cool. Yeah, of course. Everybody has that. Hey, do y'all Dean? Do you have squirrel money? You probably don't because you're single. Do you know what squirrel money is?
I have no idea.
Do you know, Melissa, what squirrel money is?
No, I just learned what a fluffer was.
Really? You didn't know what a fluffer was?
But I know what I
I got a scholarship on that.
I'm a fluff. I mean, I don't need to get into that. But anyway.
No, you can.
No, it's okay. So, no, squirrel money, please.
Squirrel money.
Share.
Squirrel money is one of those things that guys do. That we squirrel money away, so our better halves don't know that we have that.
Oh.
Oh, okay. So,
Like I can pull my wallet out and it'll be empty on the inside.
You mean the alibi fund?
You just
yeah, I
didn't
had
have
one
two-
of those.
you didn't have $2.
I don't have $2.
On him.
Okay,
But
so
I
you're
got-
hiding money.
Okay, wait a minute. That's called squirrel money. That's not hiding money.
Okay, because you call it squirrel money, it's means
I'm not hiding anything. If it's money that I made or earned,
my
I
God.
squirrel it away.
Why does it? Oh, okay. I don't like that.
Why not?
What money that
There's a lot-
I made or
Now wait a minute.
earned?
There's a lot of guys who have squirrel money.
Okay, let's flip this.
Go ahead.
I'm your wife.
Go, huh?
You're home.
Yes.
You're doing your thing.
Yes.
I'm out
Go ahead.
doing a podcast and going to garage sales and eating food, right? And speaking at cancer symposiums.
Go ahead.
I mean, overweight men sit on eggs.
I'm eating and I'm having fun and I'm earning the money and I'm putting my earned money away. It's my money. I earned it.
Wait a minute.
You get Jack.
Wait a minute.
Rude.
If we have an allowance and we save our allowances, that's different, which we do. My wife and I, we give an allowance every Sunday. We give ourselves money for the week. We're not allowed to use our card. Okay? So if I...
Hold on. You're totally not on topic right now.
No, I am.
No,
'Cause
because
that
we're talking about the squirrel
No, you
money.
gotta
know.
understand, Mondo. Just give him a minute. It's
Okay.
it's going
All
to
right.
wander into
Oh
it.
my
Yeah.
God.
No,
Okay, go.
so...
It's like watching
when-
a cat go through a neighborhood.
when I
Eventually,
s-
it gets home.
When I save that money, I squirrel it away because I didn't spend it for the week.
That's different.
Okay, so
Okay,
you get
that's called-
$40 for the week.
But
and if
that's
you
my
have,
money.
like-
No, that's
you're
different.
arguing that that's not my money. That is
No,
my
no,
money.
no, you never-
I just didn't explain it.
Oh, right. So
I was coming to it.
had you said, okay, on Sundays we give each other $5, fine, and you spend $3, you have $2
For the week.
Okay,
Yeah.
then you can take your $2, pocket that away as your squirrel money, and then the next week you spend $3. So now you have $4 to go to garage sales and do what you do.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Yeah.
That's different than saying, I've earned the money. I get
I
the
did.
money.
I did because that's
Oh my-
that's my squirrel money. So if
Okay, so what do you call
I'm
what if she
prudent-
did it? What if she did it?
That's her money.
What did she call it?
Well, I don't know what females call their squirrel money. Guys,
Okay, so
I will find
Mondo,
out.
guys
just to clarify.
call it squirrel money. We squirrel our money away.
So to clarify, let's say today. You,
Oh, okay.
You see a guy who has a flat tire. You pull over and offer to help, and he's like, "Hey, man, thanks so much. I can't tell you much," and he gives you $50. Do you tell Amanda about that, or
Yes.
is that girl in your squirrel?
No,
money?
no. That I tell Amanda about that. And we usually split stuff like that. Okay, but here's an example. Okay.
Samurai.
Wait a minute. Jansen, pull up a picture of a Traeger tailgater. It's a smoker. It's Traegar is how you spell it. Hi, everybody. Yeah. Oh, by the way,
We should
podcitypodcastnet.com
have a squirrel monkey.
if y'all want to. So,
I did.
Traeger.
Hold on.
Go
Frank,
ahead.
Dean had a squirrel monkey.
Yeah,
Yeah, he did.
I had many of them. Mono made me cry about one of them. I'm like, fuck you.
Can you say
Never
that?
mind.
Yeah, you could say
Oh
that.
my gosh.
Yeah.
Why
He
did
just
you
did.
Hold on. Why did you cry about your squirrel monkey?
Because when I was a kid, I had to give one away, and it was very, very sad. And it was reaching.
Is that
through
legal?
Yeah, back then, it used to. When it was reaching through the bars to like hold my hand for the last time, and I was
Do you remember this, Jansen?
downpour of crying. And he's like, Mr. Squiggle, or whatever you called him.
What was your squirrel's name?
That one's name was Coco, I think.
Yeah. it was
Is there a
Coco.
website where you can Google your squirrels to see if they all?
Yeah, but you'll come up with something totally different. If you Google your squirrel, you'll come up with something totally different.
Yeah.
But
So as a child, your parents gave you this as a
his
pet.
parent,
Okay.
my mom.
Your
Yeah.
mom said this is a pet for you to keep in a cage.
They used to sell them in pet stores.
Yeah.
It wasn't some black market
Was it a
thing.
capuchin monkey?
It's a go screw yourself monkey.
Did you wear it around the
Oh,
parties?
He's over
No,
me
it was a
because I made
pet.
him weep.
It was a pet.
Did it wear the diaper? I love
Yeah,
the
it
ones
had
in
a
the
diaper.
diaper. So
It
cute.
had a diaper.
Right.
Yeah.
So I
Sometimes.
made him cry because I
Wow.
was pretending to be Mr. Snuggles,
Or
and I was
whatever.
going, Dean, don't leave.
No,
me,
because I was sharing a
Dean,
very
don't leave."
hard time in my life, and he uses it. Oh, set up time.
So the like top 5 hardest moments in your life is squirrel. One
Top
of them.
10. I wish I'd had only 5, but no. It was,
I'm saying if you.
it was brutal. It was brutal because my mom told me the night before we're giving him away, and he was crying. He knew what was going on, and
Yeah.
kids
Did
in the
you
neighborhood.
sign language?
No, he was just reaching through the.
He was
little
wanting
cage.
Dean's touch, those soft, beautiful hands.
And then as it
of
was
his.
driving away, he had this horrific chirp that
he was looking in the back of the window, a tear strolling down its eyes.
We
and
should
he-
have a reunion show.
We should. Unfortunately, Mr.
Well-
Squiggles has probably reached
long
the end
gone.
of his
Yeah,
life.
that was many, many years ago.
Yeah.
Well, we could always find something.
Another Mr. Squiggles.
If you could have another squirrel in your home, would
Squirrel
you?
monkey.
Squirrel monkey.
I mean,
Make
squirrel
it,
monkey.
yeah.
Excuse me.
No, because now I'm older and I realize it's probably pretty cruel.
Are you kidding? That squirrel monkey'd be sitting there knocking back a beer, watching
He
Monday
did have
Night
a good
Football.
life.
That could be a great companion.
It did have a good life,
I bet.
but I would rather it be out in nature doing its own
Let him in
thing.
your backyard.
I think we should look into this.
That would be cool. But I think
Richard Pryor had the same monkey when he does his bit about the monkey he had that died.
We have to
I
find
think,
it.
Anyway.
unfortunately, I think that your
Screw
HOA,
you. I'm
your,
still
no, your
mad at you.
HOA probably wouldn't allow that. All right, so I had back to our original thought. I had a Traeger tailgater. Okay, squirrel. We're talking about squirrel money.
Yeah.
Okay,
Now that we
so
get
pull
it.
up a picture, Jansen, of a Traeger tailgater smoker. Look, these are top of the line deals. These Traegers. Okay, so mine you could take to a tailgate. The one for $429.99 you can get at Home Depot. Okay, that's what I had. This guy yesterday said, I need one for my deer lease. You want to do a trade? I said, sure. He goes, I got an ATV, Quad Runner 250. I'll trade you for it, straight up. I said, I'll hitch up my trailer. Hitched up my trailer, went to Edgewood, Texas, which is way out near Canton. And there's the Junior Elite tailgater, $429.99. Awesome thing. I cooked two
How did you find this person?
on Facebook Marketplace.
Okay.
Okay. And so actually he
It's the
found me.
redneck's version of Tinder.
No, he actually found me.
I didn't know if it was like a Craigslist barter thing.
No.
or-
I had that my Traeger on Facebook Marketplace for sale because I've got 2 other smoker cookers. So he's like, "Would you consider trade?" I said, "Yeah." So went out. He cranked up this ATV, and fortuitous for me, Dean's kid knows how to work on ATVs.
Look at
So
that.
look at what this beauty I got. It's sitting on the back of my trailer at my house as we speak, just waiting for me to work on it.
Do we have a picture?
Oh, did you not get it, Jansen? No. Oh, okay. Well, I'll show you through my phone. How's that? Bye, everybody. This tailgater. Oh, when you guys see this,
It's our first show. You know, this is
So
a good
ATV,
rehearsal.
as far as okay, oh, so that's more like a 4-wheeler.
yeah, it's a 4-wheeler.
Those
Yeah.
are so dangerous. You need to wear a helmet.
Come on,
Too late.
come on. I had a Harley. I rode a Harley.
Just the tip.
I rode a Harley on 2 wheels. Are you kidding me?
I'm not kidding. I have an
No,
awful story I
no,
can
no.
tell you. We know someone that was on one of those, got knocked off. It's just horrible.
Okay, but were
And
they?
my children go in one, and I make them like strap in, and I the whole thing makes me
Here.
crazy. It's
Oh,
so
you guys
dangerous.
can't see that because we don't have Zoom. But
I'll
It's
pull
a-
it
it's
up.
a-
okay,
you can just
Jan's
pull up a 4-wheeler.
Jen's going to pull it up because
Yeah.
we're going to talk about this for a few minutes. By the way, Jagger's coming up in just a few minutes.
Let's
So
see if he's ready.
well, yeah, we still got a little bit of time. So
Okay.
here's the thing about ATVs, and we could get to your story. My wife sees it, and she's like, "Oh hell no!" I said, "No, wait a minute. I traded my Traeger for this." So
this goes back to the squirrel.
Squirrel and Money way. And she goes, sell it right now. I said, no. I'm keeping it because we're going. My daughter and I are going camping at Lake Mineral Wells State Park this weekend. We're going to have fun. Now, unfortunately, that ATV doesn't have a carburetor. There it is on screen right now.
Okay, hold on a minute. So she's saying get rid of this, and you're going, no, we're going camping this weekend, but it doesn't work.
It does work. It does work. You just got to see. Here's the great thing about redneck ingenuity. Hold on, Melissa. You get a can of gasoline in a bottle, and you put a slit in the top, and you shoot it straight in that carburetor. That thing will take off like nobody's business.
Okay, if your daughter does not wear a helmet,
she can't ride on it right now. So, long story short, I've got some work to do. I need to do on it. Okay, there's some other pictures on there, but that's just kind of the good one. I've got some work. I need to replace the carburetor, and I got to get a clutch handle for it, and then it'll be ready. And I'm going to get a rack so that way you see that rear rack. I'm going to modify it so that way my daughter or my wife can ride with me. So guess what happens yesterday? My wife's like, sell it. You're not keeping that. It's dangerous. Just like you, Melissa. We had a PTA meeting last night, but I had to stay home. So she goes to PTA, and she comes back, and she goes, the best of luck just happened to us. And I'm like, oh. What happened? She goes, well, as it turns out, in November, they want to do a hayride. So I volunteered your trailer to do the hayride.
Now you're doing hayride.
Wait a minute. And I said, well, who's going to tote it? And she goes, you have the ATV. So I volunteered the whole thing. You've got till November 3rd. I'm like, oh.
Okay, hold on. So you're going to do that, and you're going to pull a trailer
behind me
hay.
Full of kids with hay. On that, and it's a manual transmission. It's not automatic, so I've got to do this.
So flammable device around flammable items with young children. This has success written all over.
And those children are going to be flying.
Well,
oh
no.
my God.
So this is where Dean's kid comes in. So I'm going to have Dean's kid.
No, not anymore. I don't want him any part of lawsuit.
No, I want him to replace the carburetor on it. I'll get the parts, and he loves it.
He can really do that.
He knows how to do all
know
that
how-
stuff.
See, that is remember when we talked about you replacing the dishwasher?
Mm-hmm.
That's good. He's learning these things.
You know how
Maybe
he learned
so.
it?
YouTube.
He learned it
Yeah.
by YouTube.
Yeah.
YouTube-
And then
these
his
kids are
grandparents
learning
live out
everything.
at this lake, and they have all this, it's just a redneck's fantasy land. And every weekend he would go out there, and they would let him just tinker, and he just knows how to do everything. And he'll come home, and he'll say, yeah, I rebuilt the carburetor. I did this. I did that.
Bananas. It's bananas.
Are you so excited?
Hell yeah! And I told Dean I'll pay his son for that.
Well, of course you will.
Yes, you will.
And
Well,
here's another cool thing about his son, Dean. What did you go see your son do last night?
Yeah, so my son is in a play. He's the lead in a high school play, freshman year. It's called Bob: A Life in 5 Acts. He's on stage the whole time. And but let me just say, everybody in this show is really great. I don't want to just pat my son on the back.
It's so
It's
nice
an
that you're
excellent
including everyone.
cast. Really, really funny show. Everyone's just really well done. The direction, I think, is really smart because she knows how to work with kids. But yeah, I mean, he's been doing plays and some musicals for the last 2 or 3 years. But this was in high school, his first starring role, and he was on stage the whole time, and he just nailed it and never lost lines. He goes from being born at a White Castle as a baby, so he acts like a baby at first, and at the end, he's an old man. And he just, you see him evolve through these 5 acts, all these different ages.
Benjamin Button.
It
Curious
is,
case of
It's
Benjamin
a little bit
Button.
like that, and it's a little bit like Being There, and it's some other things too. So, but it's really smart and clever.
Did you cry?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
And my ex was sitting next to me with our other son between us, and we've got a weird relationship. So I didn't want to cry in front of her.
You didn't want to be
you held it in?
hysterical.
But when I left, I actually, I started crying because of just happiness and pride for him. I'm so
course.
happy.
I was
Yeah.
the same way. So my son's
Yeah,
in the
yeah,
show
yeah.
also, and last night was opening night.
That is cool.
And look at that. And and sixth grade, first time to really do this. It's the Music Man Junior.
I was in the Music Man. I was
Yeah.
Marcellus Washburn.
Really?
Yes. Shapoopy.
Shapoopy. Yeah. Okay, so everything in our house right now is the Wells Fargo wagon.
Yeah.
The Wells Fargo. Oh, I
everything.
love that.
I mean, we're in it. We are so in 76 trombones.
Yeah,
and
of
he went
course.
to go audition. Hello. He said, okay, I'm ready. And he's going 72 trombones. And I'm like,
Let
no,
the
it's
big parade.
76. It's 76, not 72. But we got it together. He did great, full costume. And same thing. I was sitting there going, he did it. And
Yeah.
and these kids, they're so
Is this the first time he's ever been in theater?
No, it's not.
Yeah.
But first time at school. He's done
Okay.
some stuff out of school, but I just was
Can
so
I tell
proud.
one more quick story?
Of
Yes.
course.
Because my kids, they kind of grown up in comedy clubs because of me, but I used to host this magic show when they were like 6 and 8, I guess. And I would take them to this, and I would host it. It was at the Improv. I would do like 10 minutes up front, then I'd bring up the magicians, and we'd leave. And so one night, and this was like every Wednesday for like 8 weeks or whatever. So one night I'm getting them ready to go, and my oldest at the time, Connor, says, "Hey, Dad, we're going to do some magic on stage tonight." And I was like, "Really?" I didn't know that because, no, you're not, because this isn't part of the thing. So they were giggling about it, and they brought magic tricks and top hats, and we were kind of giggling about it. I didn't think they were going to do it. So I'm doing my set. All of a sudden, they walk on stage in front of 200 people, and they just started doing magic tricks. Like they had rehearsed it.
That
They
is
had
cool.
no fear. They got applause. There's pictures and all this stuff. So even at that early of an age, maybe it was
That's
3
cool.
and 5, they just knew
I have a question.
show business, and that's why I think they are really good at it.
No, and it's also in their DNA.
Probably.
Right?
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah.
my son watches YouTube magic trick videos, and so he learns it that way. But I have one question about magic. Should I not touch it?
No, go ahead. Because I'm a big... Anyway, go ahead.
I know you're a big fan. So how would you feel if your kids shared the secrets of magic?
I disown them. I would disown them.
You would disown?
I would say
Hold
you're
on.
right.
Wait, Melissa, wait, before you go there,
Yeah.
hold on.
They know
There
better.
is
They know much better
a
than that.
story we are going to share next week about that very thing. You know why? Because Dean is actually going to perform a magic trick for everybody. And you don't know this yet because I'm forcing you to do it. Dean is incredible. As even like very in front of your eyes, you'll go like he's saying. Real quick though, back to the play and your son.
Yes.
Wasn't there some kind of dissension, like some kid in the play that was kind of? I think you had a question about how do you handle when parents are a-holes, and you know what I mean, like. Because it is an interesting parenting question.
Yeah.
When your kids are involved in something, and not my daughter's in first grade, so we haven't experienced any of that stuff yet. But when you get older, how do you handle that as a parent when the other kids are experiencing that kind of stuff?
Yeah, so let me just tell the story real quick. So my ex and I were talking last night, and it was about a kid who's in the theater program, and we were talking about, this kid's got a very tough life and a lot of bad things going on. And I had said that at one point a couple years ago, we had gone with that kid and his dad to a Comic-Con, and his dad was horrible to him. Like just would snap over the littlest thing, and you could tell he hits him. It was really dark. And we were talking about that for a few minutes, and then we were talking about other things, and then my ex's name is Heather, and she's like, she taps me, and I was like, what? And she goes, is that his dad behind us? Like he was behind us the whole time.
Oh, damn.
And at first we were like, oh, did he hear all that? But then I was like, you know what? If he did hear that, good. Because you raise your kids the way you want, but I think hitting them is a huge mistake. It just kills me. And so that's why it raised up the question for you two as parents, because you're going to have this happen more and more because your daughter's adorable, and I know she's doing dance, and your son's doing theater and all that stuff. So you're going to be in situations where you're going to have to be around these other parents who you're not going to like. But politically, you have to be super nice because they're going to be in shows together and stuff like that.
Well, I think, or on
are
the
you not
baseball
going to be?
team or
Yeah.
whatever. And I think as long as, you don't have to hang out with them.
Right.
And if you just know you're doing the best job you can do for your kids, you can choose to say, The hard part is when your kids want to hang out with those kids and you're like, ugh, and then you've got to have the parent interaction. But
But what are you going to do if you sign up for, like, let's say your son's in another musical, and so you sign up to be like one of the boosters, which is the term they use for adults who sell tickets and bring food and help with makeup and all that. And then some other kid's jerky parent is there, and they just adore you, and you got to hang out with them for 6 weeks during rehearsals.
suck it up.
Really?
Yeah.
You got to suck it up.
It's
You
one
got to
of
get
those
over
things.
it and let it go.
Hey, talk about sucking it up. It's time for What Would Jagger Do? We need a theme song for that. What would Jagger do? Hello, beautiful Jagger.
I've always wanted. Yes, I've always wanted to be on Parents Magazine, the video.
Shush
Yes.
up, you. It's just look. We needed to get this off our chest. That's all. Hey, how's everything up in North Dakota?
It's good. It's good. It's good. And I've been watching, and it's good to know. For those of you that may not know, when we did a radio show together, and I was the lead of the show, and Mondo and Dean were my co-hosts.
Yes, it went much better than today.
We had nicknamed Mondo Stompzilla, and I'm glad to see, watching today, that some things have not changed.
I have to
Thank
get
you.
it out. Look, I got to get it out because if I don't, I'm going to forget it.
But I have to know.
No, but
it's like, stop
But
talking.
hold on. The problem is that Dean, once again, is going for the punchline.
Thank you.
And gets to near the end, and then here comes Mondo talking over the top of him, and I'm like, oh.
I thought he was finished.
No, I counted 9 times today.
Dean.
Thank you, Mr. Jagger.
Yes, but you should. That hammer that you used to smash the egg earlier, you should keep it near you. And then
How
next
dare
time
you.
he does that, just turn around and whack him with it.
How dare you? Hey, how good are you? You're looking good.
Huh?
You're looking good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So, our what would Jagger do? They're basic questions that only Jagger can answer, and some of them are personal, which we're going to provide to him today. And we have our own thoughts on what his answer is going to be and why, but we want to hear what his answer would be. So, on what would Jagger do today? It is, Jagger, would you rather have? And there's two questions. Would you rather have a horrible short-term memory or a horrible long-term memory?
Well, I have both.
I know.
Oh my, he's the worst.
He is.
You have no idea. How many times do I have to say, "Oh my God," that he can't remember anyone's name? And I play Mr. President with him. I'm the chief of staff. I'm the runner.
Oh my God.
I am all of those things. That's fine, but he cannot get it together. And I want him to start taking memory pills.
But Melissa understood that enough that all I have to do is kind of look at her if we're talking to somebody in front of me, and I'll be like, okay, you need to use their name because I don't remember what their name is.
Right.
Yeah.
And not only that, we can bring up stuff with Jagger about stuff we've done on past shows, and he's looking at us like, I don't remember that.
Yeah, and I've had people come in. They're like, "Oh, I remember when I was on the show, and he said this," and he's like, "I don't know."
But I would think though that you would rather have a horrible short-term memory, because then when people are bringing stuff up from the past, if you had a better long-term memory, you would remember those things.
Okay, hold on.
Jesus, what are you trying to do? Wish Alzheimer's on me?
I know, right? And hold on, I want to hear what Dean thinks.
Jeez.
Dean,
Well, I wrote it down.
Okay, I know you did. You
And,
wrote a novel.
I'm sorry. No, it's not a novel. It's just a little point, so I'll put it up there.
I said it's one word.
I think he'd rather have, forget things over long term so that he can forget all the years that he wasted with us.
Okay, oh my God.
Good answer.
Thank you, Mr. Jagger.
And I just went with the same. I think horrible long term, because he'd rather just be in the moment and be like, who cares about that? And I want to be present now. But I don't know. What's the answer? I know you have the worst memory. What do you think?
It's funny though, because I can remember some things short term, and I can remember some things long term. I guess I just have a tendency, if it's not important, then it just doesn't stay. It doesn't stick.
In
Like
either
somebody, for as many years as I did radio, somebody will come up to you. Do you remember when? And some things I will remember. Other things I'm like, was I there?
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
Oh.
It's actually kind of funny to see your face, because you are trying to
I'm
honestly
sorry,
remember.
Wait. I'm sorry. What was the question again?
Yeah,
Oh, he's so
All right,
funny.
so
Jagger's very funny.
here's
Oh my God.
here's
Next.
another question.
Okay, next question.
Yeah, here's one I think you'll actually really like. So this one is: would you rather be? And by the way, in your answer, I think I know which way you're going to go with this. But would you rather be able to teleport anywhere or be able to read people's minds?
Oh, fuck reading people's minds. I don't want to hear
Really?
them talk.
What?
Really?
Oh my gosh, that was my answer.
That
You
was my
just
answer.
blew.
Look, read people's minds.
Me too.
That's
Mine was read minds, so you could read the minds of everyone nearby to confirm that they know just how fabulous you actually are.
No, because okay.
Listen, I don't even want to hear what's coming out of most people's mouths,
Right.
let alone what's coming out of their effed up minds.
Okay, but in this room, then, let's just say you were going to read somebody's mind. Whose mind would you read first and why?
Oh, I don't think that's okay. Go ahead.
No, I want to
Go
know.
ahead. Okay.
Well, I think Dean, because his is the funniest mind. So I think I would have the most enjoyment reading his mind.
Oh, thank you.
Sweet.
What's
And
wrong
then
with
Mondo's because you like children's stories, and then Melissa's.
No, inside of Mondo's head, if you've ever seen the kids' movie Inside Out, I can't even imagine if they did a version of that for Mondo's brain. It would just be scramble.
Yeah, I think it. Well, in Mondo's mind is like hamburgers, food, boobs,
Yeah, gravy.
is someone talking? Let me talk over them. Must
chick-
speak now.
Chicken and dumplings.
Oh, and I'm speaking tomorrow at a cancer symposium.
Yes, and
Right.
cancer.
cancer. All right,
I've
so-
had cancer.
So if you're going to choose, if you're going to choose teleport, why teleport?
What, huh?
well,
that
first
would
of all,
be,
he's
that would
terrified.
be way more useful than reading somebody's mind.
But also, you don't like to fly.
I know, and I could teleport myself right to the show.
Oh,
You know, I could have been on the show today.
You
Right?
you wouldn't have done it.
are you reading my journal? That'd
Well,
be
of course I
awesome.
Right. Well, that's it. That's it for you. Well, thank you, Jagger. Now we know the mind of
Okay,
Jagger.
thank you.
And so another fantastic show. Our first
Oh,
one.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Of course.
To Jagger.
Wait,
Yes.
that's a personal opinion.
Well,
I know, I
right,
know.
yeah,
I
right.
can't wait for notes.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
good. It will be fabulous. Okay,
What?
pet peeve.
Jagger.
Oh,
We talked
my
about-
God. If we don't. This is the end of the show. There's no time.
Okay, just a 2-seconder. Anything?
No.
Oh, my-
Yeah, goodbye.
Oh, my
Bye.
God.
We love you.
Love you.
Yeah, I love you.
Yeah.
Not so much.
Can I plug this real quick?
Yes, please.
Of course.
Yeah, Dean does a comic class.
Stand-up workshop, and I've got one starting this Thursday, the 12th. I believe that's the date, and it's 8 weeks in a row, except we're going to skip Thursday. And then when you're done, you get to do a show at the Addison Improv. So if you've ever been interested in learning how to do stand-up, how to be funny, then take the workshop, and you're going to work up some original material. And you can just reach me at 888-884-8028. That's 888-884-8028. Or just message me on Facebook with your friends.
And where do the classes take place?
It's going to be at MediaTek, which is a film school. They do a lot of film production and stuff like that. So it's an awesome place, and we'll have a classroom, and it's really fun, and probably going to get about 10 people in there. And then Melissa's going to perform surgery on me.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
We'll end the show with that. So everybody, the Oddcast Podcast, again, you can go podcitypodcastnet.com. This will air later on Facebook, our Oddcast Podcast page. Thank you so much for our first show of many. All right?
Let's do it. Take off your shirt, Dean.
Catch you next week.
Yeah. Are we going to show this?
Oh, no. Well, we'll tape it.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
All right, guys. Adios.
Later.